Okay, you guys. Hello. Welcome back to this episode of Easy Cooking with Gabby. So, I was making cannolis and I used vinegar instead of the masala wine. So, I put the dough in the refrigerator, and it's been in the refrigerator for 2 days now. Because this is what my cannolis, the shells were looking like, which actually look pretty good. These are two that I got at the end. I just got frustrated, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put it away for another day. So what I did was I just left it in the refrigerator, and I was like, I'll just come back to it. Mooney, hush. Hold on one second. I got to let my little pup out. Okay, so two things that I figured out is, first of all, this dough has to be thin. And when you think that you have it thin enough, you're going to roll it some more. Second thing, you got to have a thermometer. So I grabbed one of my husband's thermometers for his, he has one of those turkey fat fryer things that he has outside. So I grabbed that thermometer, and I'm going to use that because you want to keep your grease. And that's another thing that happened is my grease got too hot. So what now I have the meat thermometer. I got it in the oil. I'm going to roll these out, and we're going to see how thin I can get them. I still have all my tubes here and everything. And then this is the dough. I'm going to cut it into, I'm going to cut this into 4 pieces so that I can manageably, because you're going to roll this out, and I'm talking paper thin. So let me go ahead and get that going, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I get to the rest of it. Okay, so I have a simple egg wash here and a little pastry brush that I'm going to use to seal the edges. And I'm just going to start rolling this dough out. And it's cold. Like I said, I just took it out of the fridge. So I've washed and floured my countertop. Got my rolling pin here, and I'm just going to start rolling away. And I don't have a small enough or big enough cutter. So I'm literally just going to freehand it. Cutting it into the circle that I need, the oval shape. And if you have a pasta machine, I do have a pasta machine. The problem is my countertops are too thick, and I can't hook it to the countertop, to use it. So maybe I will invest in one that goes on my KitchenAid, because I bought a KitchenAid like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, and it still works great. So maybe I'll start getting some of the attachments that go to it. And they do have a pasta one. And roll it out that way, then it is done mechanically, and you don't have to spend the time to roll it. We're getting pretty thin here, so. All right, I'm going to get the oil on so that can get coming up to temp, because I don't want these to sit too long before I put them in the fryer. All right, so let me go ahead and get my oil on, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like when I wrap it. Okay, so here's the dough, and I'm just placing it on the cannoli former, and then I'm just going to take a little of this egg wash and just damp this. And my hope is that I get a good seal on it. We'll see what happens. And I'm just going to pull this over onto this side. And then we'll just press it down. That egg wash will hopefully seal it good. And then I'm going to take this knife until I get a thing. I'm just going to cut the edges. And there we go. So there's one. And then I'm going to set them over here, and then we're going to do another one. I almost wonder if I could do it this way. Oh yeah, see, that looks like it's gonna work much better. So the only thing is I got a little too much dough here, but I'm gonna fold this one up and then we'll do it differently when we cut the next one. All right, let's do one more on camera. Then I'll roll the rest out and get them fried, and then I'll show you what they look like this time when they're frying. Because last time, I'm telling you, I was like, I don't know what is happening, but they're just going every which way but how I want them to. And then realize that the dough is very, you know, specific. It likes a certain temperature. So you just got to make sure that you have the temperature pleasing to the cannoli shell. Just like an Italian, huh? Got to be just right. But I'm going in for knee surgery on September 5th, and today is August 28th, I think. Yeah, August 28th. So I'm having a complete knee replacement. So I won't be cooking for a little bit because it takes a little bit to recover from full knee replacement. But when I did my, bring it up here for a second. When I did my genetic testing, we were always told that we were Native American, Seneca, and Mohawk. Turns out I'm Ashkenazi Jew. Not a lot, but enough to get the BRCA gene mutation, which causes breast cancer and cervical cancer and all that. So I had to have a full hysterectomy and all that one. Geez, I guess I was like 45 because I'm 50 now. And I'm on my 5th year. So, but because of the genetics with that gene, the Jewish gene, unfortunately, I got all the bad stuff, I guess. And I got bad bones, and I already have osteoarthritis. And what's happened was I started doing pool exercises because they said, oh, pool exercises, you know, is easy on your joints and this and that. And I've had knee trouble since my 30s. I tore my meniscus and all this stuff. Well, so then I decide, well, I'm going to start doing pool exercises because it's supposed to be easier on your joints and all that. So I start doing that. And all of a sudden, I just get knee pain and it doesn't ever go back away. It just came and it stayed. So when we finally moved to Jacksonville, Texas, the first thing I did was try to figure out what is happening, you know. And so went to my family healthcare doctor, and she said, well, probably going to have to send you somewhere to get it looked at. So let me check that temperature real quick. We're at 250. So I'm going to keep rolling these up. So anyways, long story short is September 5th, I go for full knee replacement on my right knee. And the doctor wanted to do both knees because my left knee is bad too. And I was scared. I'm like, I'm going to have both of my legs, you know? And he's like, well, this is the thing that happens most times is that because how, I guess, tough this surgery is, they're like, if you don't get them both done at once, you probably will not come back and get the other one done. But I am not very tolerable to pain. I do not like pain at all. I'm kind of a wuss when it comes to pain. So my thought is that I feel like the pain in my knee is bad enough already. But anyways, nonetheless, so I won't be cooking for a little bit. I'll be basically just existing. surviving off of Tori's cooking, which Tori's a pretty good cook, actually. And Natalie, my daughter Natalie, does not cook hardly anything. Now, I am teaching her how to cook, and she does take culinary in high school. She's a 12th grader this year. So she is taking culinary. Let me check that oil again. Okay, we're almost at 300. So, anywho, long story short is I got the short end of the stick when it comes to the gene pool. But I got to take care of myself because I have a family, you know, and got my grandbabies now. They'll be home tomorrow. And their swing set came today. We ordered them a great big, huge. It's called Backyard Discovery. And boy, oh boy, they're going to be, because they're 2 and 1. And, you know, they're boys, so they're all over the place. And so I'm excited for that. And my husband went out there and he dug up all the dirt and he got that pool set up, so now we can swim. So once I'm done here, that's where I'm headed, the pool, so I can cool off. Because it's hot here today. It's like 98 degrees. And it's very humid because we're going to be getting rain. And I don't even know if my air conditioning is on. I'm going to go check. Oh, and let me turn on go check that air conditioning because I got sweat running down my face and everything. Okay, our oil has come up to temp. I'm going to pause and I'm going to put you over here for a minute. Okay. Oil is right about 350. Let's drop a couple of these bad boys in. And then we just want them to be golden brown. And I'm going to keep an eye on this thermometer because it went crazy, man. It was so hot and I just didn't know what was happening. And I didn't realize it was going to go so hot. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. That's what I want to see right there. Oh yeah, look how bubbly. I'm going to show you this one. That's exactly what you want your cannolis to look like, right here. You see how that has got all them bumps on it? All that. That's exactly what you want your cannolis to look like. And these are almost ready to pull out. You want them to be golden brown. A little darker, like this one here. I'm pulling it out. I'm going to pop it over here. This one here is good. Because you want them on a darker brown, a little on the darker end. Perfect. Nice. Okay, and then we're just going to leave them in there to cool. And I'm going to grab a few more and put them in here. Yeah, those ones that I cooked the other day, I had made a really small one. It was probably about like this big. It was like half of that. And I stuffed it with some of the pistachio buttercream that I made. And it was really, really good. So I'm like, you know what? Because I almost scrapped the whole thing. I was like, you know what? I'm just not even going to mess with it. I'll make a pie or something with the fillings. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just put the dough away because I was tired and it was just not working out. And I was like, I'll just come back to it. So we're at 350 and we're holding there. All right, so I'm going to fry these up. And then when I come back, after they're cooled, I'll show you the stuffings. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to undo them. So these ones have a little bit of a spring in them. So you're just going to, well, you don't want them to break if you can help that. But you're going to give it a little squeeze. Once it's cooled a bit, they squeeze together like that. And then you can just release it right out of the dough. Oop, that one I didn't even have to do anything with. It just pulled right out. There we go. Look at that. nice. I love it. I'm so, ooh, that one's hot. I just pulled that one out of the oil. They're not very smart sometimes. I'm gonna leave those two. Pull this one. Let them soak. Let them sit over here and cool. And then I'm just gonna keep rolling out this dough. I got this little piece here left. And then I got this piece, so I got about probably maybe 3 cannolis here, 4 here, and then probably about 6 or 8 on this one here, maybe 8 or 10. We'll see. But once I get them all done and cooled, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to fill them. And now I got this whole bowl of cannolis. So they're gonna cool, and once they're cool, I'll get them all out of their shells. I mean, out of their metal things. And I'm gonna clean up my mess, all my flour and stuff. I got some water running there on the egg now. And then I'll come back and I'll show you how to do the filling. And the filling is I made with ricotta cheese, which I drained overnight. I used mascarpone cheese, and I also added half and half, some powdered sugar, and mixed that together. And I mixed one with pistachio cream and another with chocolate chips. So I have a piping bag, which the little one that I did, I filled with a spoon, but I'll see how the bag goes and see if I can, get it to fill good with that. If not, then I'll just go with a spoon. But as soon as I get that ready to go, I'll be back. And, my Italian heritage comes from my grandmother on my father's side. My grandmother was from Sicily, and she died before I was born. So I was born in 75 and she died in 1974. So I never got to meet her or anything. But when I cook things like this, like everybody that I have met on my dad's side always said that my grandma Maggie was one of the best cooks that they've ever known. And so I always think maybe I got that from her. I hope so. But I feel like she would be proud of me. Never gonna know if you can do it if you don't try. So, and I almost gave up. I really did. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna scratch that whole idea and do something else. But came back, and you know that saying, Mama didn't raise no quitter. Well, this girl is not a quitter. Let me tell you, I fight for everything, and I'll keep going. And I love that saying because it says, Mama didn't raise no quitter, and if she did, it was one of my brothers. So, and that's probably true. But anyways, so when I come back, we'll stuff these. Okay, so I got my ricotta that I did the other day out of the fridge, and it really stiffened up quite a bit. So what I did was, this is the pistachio, where I took the pistachio nut butter, and I chopped up a bunch of pistachios and added that to it, which I think I recorded that part of it too. But so what I did was I took about 2 cups of whipping cream, I whipped that up with a little confectionery sugar, and then I mixed that in here because you need it to be, it can't be like this is, like that's how stiff it is. Like literally it's like kind of like Play-Doh consistency. So this is the chocolate chip one that I did, and then this was the pistachio buttercream one. So I just took a little whipping cream, whipped it up, and added it to it, and kind of now I have this more of a pipeable, consistent, texture is what I was looking for. So let me get it into the piping bag, and I gotta let my dogs out there at the door, so I'll be right back. Also, this is it's by Better Goods. It's pistachio nut butter. They carry this at my local Walmart. So if you go down to the Walmart, it's with all the rest of the nut butters, peanut butter and all that. And mine was, I think it was on the top shelf actually. So I'm gonna taste this though. I wanna see what it tastes like. Because I did add that, pistachios, and then the ricotta and the mascarpone in this already previously. I'm telling you, that tastes really good. This stuff is dangerous by itself, all on its own. So with pistachios, ricotta, mascarpone, all that in there. It is so good. And these shells are cooled down now. So I'm going to take and I'm going to put some in a bag and I'm going to pipe it and just see what it looks like. And I'll do that on camera for you, but I'm going to fill the piping bag off camera, okay? Okay, so piping bag is got some of it in there. So I'm going to start with this one. Oh, that one's still a little warm. Let me get a cooler one. This one's cool to the touch. So just going to stick it in there. And then fill it up. Front and back. And then let me set them here. I'm only going to do a few though because I'm going to use them this weekend. My brothers are coming this weekend. And so I'm going to fill them probably maybe Saturday morning. I'll fill the rest of them. But I want to take a few to work for the people at work because my boss was on vacation and as you know, I work at the Subway. And he was able to take a full vacation this year, which was nice. Everybody, you know, pitched in and pulled their weight, and you know, everybody showed up for their shifts. So I'm going to take a few of these in for them just to say thank you for being team players. Now, you could do a lot of different things with the ends of these. You could take and crush some pistachios, which I have pistachio nuts in here. I'm probably not going to crush any more pistachios. I do have a bag in there that I could, you know, if I want to, but I don't really want to. I think that I'm just going to leave them just the way they are. You could also dust some powdered sugar on them when you're done. The chocolate chip one, I'll show you. Let me grab a different spoon though. Actually, I'm going to use this spatula right here anyways. So I'll just show you how thick this is. Like, see that? It is literally, like, that's crazy that it's set up. Like, I really thought it was going to be too wet because I showed you when I pulled it out that morning that I was making these, how much water was still in the ricotta. So I was surprised when I pulled it out today and I was like, wow, that's really thick. So I'm going to take most of this. There's a little bit left in here, not a lot, but I'm going to take most of that because I don't want it to be too thin, but I do want it to be, you know, I want it to be a nice texture. I don't want it to be like eating mud. So give this a mixy mix. And then this one, I think I will add chocolate chips to the end of it maybe. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how I feel at the end. And then I'll just show you how I stuffed it with a spoon. It is not really hard, and it's not anything that you probably can't figure out on your own, but let me get a spoon. I want to taste this one too. Did was I chopped up a bunch of chocolate chips and mixed it in. And then I was like, you know what? Let me try my food processor and just see if I can chop them up better in the food processor and then add them to that. And so that's what I did. And then I stirred them in. And this is like stuffing a manicotti, really. I mean, that's basically, it's the same technique you're going to use if you were stuffing a manicotti or you're stuffing a cannoli. And then I'm going to turn it over and I'll get it from this side. Because you don't want a hollow cannoli. At least I don't. I like a full cannoli. There you go. And now you have your chocolate cannolis. I'm going to do one more of those. Yeah, this will be a nice one to stuff. And then I'm going to show you the finished product. It is much easier with the bag. Now, if you don't have a piping bag, just cut the end off of a Ziploc baggie. I mean, you know what? You just gotta, whatever you got to make it work, make it work. Don't go out and buy anything special to do these things with. Now, I did buy the cannoli molds because I wanted to make actual cannolis. But, I mean, I don't know how else you could actually do this. Now, I know you can buy the casings of these already made if you just wanted to make the filling. But, you know, making the shells was really fun for me. It was challenging, and it just shows me that when you put forth effort in anything you do, if you try and keep trying, you can succeed at it. And so this is my finished product. Oops, fix this. And so we got the chocolate and we got the pistachios. And the cream tastes really good. The shells taste good. I had one earlier. That's what encouraged me to keep going, was I was like, you know, let me just see what they taste like. So I did that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to finish rolling out that dough and I'm going to try it again. And so, you know what they say, just got to keep chugging along. And that's what I do. I just keep chugging along. So I appreciate you watching the video. If you get a chance to make it, you know, go for it. If not, I appreciate you watching my videos anyways, and I'm glad that however you found the video, thank you. I'm glad that you were able to come along and watch it. And I have one more video that I'm going to make, and that's going to be green chili pozole. And I'm going to make Navajo fry bread to go with it. So I'm going to put both of those recipes, I'll be making those. And sorry, my dog Mooney's making a lot of noise. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to be making those, and I will get that video edited and put up as soon as I can. And like I said, I appreciate you. I'm grateful that y'all are watching my videos and commenting on my videos. If I have any answers to your questions, I will get in there and I'll answer your questions, and I will, you know, do whatever I can to respond to whatever it is that you're asking me. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate seeing that other people have found the videos besides my family, which is awesome. I love that. I had seen that 2 people that I don't know followed me, so that's exciting. And yeah, thank you so much. And like I said, give me a thumbs up and like the video, share the video, get it out there for me. I appreciate it so much, and I love making these videos, and I want to keep doing it. So the more you watch them, the more you get them out there, the better that would be for me. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, and I hope you have a good afternoon, a good evening, a good morning, a good day, wherever you are. Just wake up with a smile and try to tackle the day.